It's been 39 years since my life changed in the most traumatic and difficult way when I was sexually abused by my dad. First happened when I was 9 years old, and for the next 5 years up until the age of 13, this was my experience of life. And today I've come back down to the area where it all began, where I spent most of my childhood in Battersea on Winstanley Estate, a place where I had lots of good times with my family, a place where I had lots of good friends. I grew up in the 80s and had the most wonderful time playing out, going to school, building good memories. And today I just wanted to come back down here really to see how I felt about everything. It's quite a surreal thing to know that in the block behind me, this is where the abuse really started. But it's one of those things where I know that even though my abuse started there, it didn't finish me. I'm here today just to see how far I've come from my experience, just to reflect, because the child that left this area, that was abused here, never thought that she would make it out. I never thought that I would make it through those experiences I had in my childhood. From going through the abuse for 5 years to going into the care system for 5 years, being moved from pillar to post while I was in care, broken relationships, broken dreams, and most of all, I had a broken heart. And I never thought that I would make it through depression, and I never thought that I would make it through my abuse. But here I am today at 48 years old, successful in life. And by success, meaning that I overcome all the things that I thought that I would never overcome. Another reason I came here today is because I miss my gran. I never got to say goodbye to her because obviously everything kind of broke up with my family. But I came here today to remember her because even though these things did happen in her house, the large majority of my abuse, I'm thankful to my gran for the lessons and things she showed me during my childhood. Lots of valuable things that I never thought that I would remember. And I'm sad that I never got to say bye to her before she passed. But I remember the good things about her, the good times that me and my brother and sister had whilst we were going over and playing at her house at the weekends. I remember good things about her. And I do remember the good things from my childhood. And that's the thing that I think that I've got the most from today, knowing that even though this place for me was a place where when things were great, it was absolutely wonderful, and then they turned sour, that I can still come back here and remember the good times. So I just want to encourage those of you today who have gone through childhood sexual abuse, that where you started in your journey is not where you're going to end up. And it is tough. You have to sacrifice a lot. You have to fight for it. You have to fight for your future. You have to fight to be over your past. But where you started is not where you will finish. The sexual abuse that you went through as a child doesn't need to determine your life. It doesn't need to give you a bad outcome. And yes, there is a lot to grieve for. There is a lot of trauma to deal with. But on the other side of it, when you can hold on to hope and find hope, it makes everything a bit better. For me, my hope came through Jesus Christ. For me, my hope came through believing that I was more than my abuse, but that happened significantly later in my life. But where you started, wherever that journey started, wherever that violation started, doesn't need to be where it ends for you. I come back here today as a healed woman, as a woman that has grown, that has recognised the hurt and the pain that I went through, but has also been able to forgive. I know that I've got scars. I know I've made a lot of sacrifices, but it was worth it to get to where I am now. And none of us, in whatever area of our life, in whatever things that we go through in life, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be the end of you. Those things don't have to finish you. They don't have to end with that loss or that pain or that trauma. It's been good to come back here today to know that in the 39 years since I was first violated by my father through sexual abuse, that I've been able to overcome all the obstacles that life brought me. All the obstacles that life gave me, it helped shape me and change me and built me into the woman I am today. It never defined me. By the grace of God, I am here. Now the next chapters of my life will be spent trying to achieve my dreams and my goals, standing in my own identity, not in the shadow of being a survivor, but in my own purpose, in my identity, going forward as Yvonne. I've come a long way, and I want to encourage those of you who've gone through abuse to know that you can go a long way with the right help, with prayers and support, with a determination to rise past your experiences. You can and will live your life for you.